Be welcome, dreaming by golden dome upon blue hills. It's time a dream to meet. A younger realm, not thou, thy kingdom's feet now claims as the splendor of the ancient home. The days of glory pass as if pale foam, and copper bells are weeping in a beat because a happy trice will not repeat, while Ukraine's freedom lives in catacomb. Stop here, strange wanderer. Upon the rock behold the sculpture of the church baroque, the wonder white of shadows colonnades. Life still abides upon the expansive mount that spreads its mass of green, and like to blades in the bright sun, the azure gleams around. Beneath the capital, in the bazaar of states, in the museums, lanes, and under colonnades, there swarmed the voiceful poets and the poetasters. Descendants of the ancients, unsuccessful masters, they filled the shady steps of the poetic modes, and brought to patrons wreaths of their abhorrent odes, and strove among themselves, and peace again concluded. There was a lonely nook from all loud noise secluded, where lovely calm itself could wholly isolate, where clever Aristarchus, his theatre with bright fate, immersed himself in Homer's rhapsody quotation, which must, for all Greek sons, be saved from vulgar fashion. The shadows trembled, and the clouds met evening. I passed on horseback fields and house and light. Into the fold the shepherd's herd was streaming, but I refused to stay here for the night. Where is my love at her vivacious singing? My only thoughts had something else in view. A chilly ocean turbulently swinging in greyish distance neath a boundless blue. Then sorrow fell as my unwieldy mantle, when I had stayed my horse upon the way. No raven took Prometheus to dismantle the darksome night, ate out the heart of day. There again in the sea is the azure. Cherry trees and white blossom vibrate, and the sun, a dispenser of pleasure, burns the gold of encouraging fate. There again, with the glee of the sprouting, flies on purple the swift butterfly, which will pass on the greenery floating, but my son shall enjoyment supply. To remain there invites a temptation, and the rye seeks the grain to produce. Undiscovered applause and elation in my soul and my heart now break loose. 'Tis neither the goat nor odor of incense brought by 3 kings. The song meditating broader foretells the delight of spring. 'Tis always the same, and ever the earth will caress a boy. Again the fields will be clever to grant a harvest of joy. The air and the plants and rivers together welcome the blue, and one to another delivers a love both sincere and true. And Orpheus goes politely to charm by his words alone, with power daily and nightly to give wakening upon the stone. Along the lake where willows branches dream, the swans, in silence floating every day, do idly splash with beaks the waterway, and their necks bow like osiers on the stream. But when the sounding frosts like mirrors beam, and inlet sleep, recalling flowery May, the swimmers break the ice as if 'twere clay, and no shore scares them by its frozen seam. O 5-fold cluster of unconquered bards, Through storm and snow your mighty singing wards off this sorrow, chilly and adrift. Keep on, O swans! Those servitude survive, those stars of lie urge you your wings to lift, where foams the ocean of exultant life. To view this night, to be with you, refresh and cool and quiet fields, and hear how earth beneath the dew in its despair to anguish yields. How dead all is! A fragile ice untimely hides the heart's desire, and like hot pearls from starry skies fall down the bursted tears of fire. Beyond the veil of earthly finite space, there live such men as I, and here, unknown unto the human race, deploring my sad fate, my soul can only cry. I have been struggling against that rigid bar now for 1,000th year, but with my thoughts, which calm and steady are, I can't proceed from earth into that other sphere. Or may someone with hands that know no fear disjoin the veiled realm of day? If he can feel the strength of joy sincere, the strength of joy sincere, as long ago I was extremely gay. There is frozen a star with fear over the forest. The moon died long ago, and shafts of vermilion scream in the east, while heaven receives a purple round beat, which higher and higher climbs and quickly blows, whistles and falls, entirely glittering the morning. The fields grow blue with evening's coming. The river waves on shores were homing, and so politely along the sky white smoke on mute plants arose. The supper's cooking for the woods, already evening pushes hither, already grasses weep like zither, low and quietly the poets, woodlands and clouds repose. Night. My boat is a silver bird. What are words when the heart is brimming? Not so fast, O my boat. Any path is absurd. All the world is peaceful and dreamy. Over us, under us, glows the starry sphere. How delightfully there to span it, and how splendidly thee to cheer, lustrous planet. Behind our passion there is born a tender fondness. O thirst of lips, O fiery body's call! Indeed, they could prevail in any hall, behind our passion blooming with a tender fondness. Wait again, don't lose the final chances. Spread out your arms as mighty winds not late, and fly upon them. These are pressing changes. Behind our passion there endures a listless fate. A peasant mowed the rye and paused to pull it, his scythe stuck in a skull's dark-yellowed pate. For what, and who was killed here by a bullet? Why did he wish his life to abnegate? Impassive mowers on a field of battle, where now the rye gives out its plenteous grain, one to manure fell with death's cruel rattle in vain. The peasant is ungrateful. Angry cutter, he only mourns the loss of his best scythe. Then, kicking at the skull. In a loud mutter, "You're scattered," he announced with hearty wrath. Dreams from my heart I have torn, branches enfeeble the root. 'Tis not enough to be born, life must be well understood. Possibly both are those who became grey in their youth. Dreams, oh my fancies of loss! Dreams, oh my visions of truth! I sent in flight my ready arrow with its well-tied end. It sang about the lofty bushes and met the flowers bland. But there the brainless cattle grazed, one creature, lazy meat, to trample down my lovely arrow with sharp and cloven feet. Alas, how zealously I handled this stalk beloved by light! With what rejoicing to the sunbeams I sped my sin in flight! O dusky tar, my righteous anger boils up with every spark. Why did I dip this child of summer in your base sport so dark? The heaven blue becomes entirely dark. The south steams up, no sun, no star, and cloudy billows hang without a spark. It rains afar. With joy the cuckoo's voices sound. Am I a child? I want to climb unto a lofty nest, where lightnings ever lie like snakes encased in wool and wild. It rains afar. What can I do? The rain will come to spray with pearls the thirsty brownish field, disturb a cluster of the trees, and then at once, as any dying breeze, will with the lightning slowly yield as meadows wander. What can I do? When silent sounds of thunder re-echo loud, when everything will sing, the sun comes in as gay young fellow. The girl will place her hands asunder, and with all tenderness will bring a crystal vase with grapes, blue-gray and mellow. I glean the silver of existence and the occasion into a card's restricted distance and complication. Once more the impotent reflection and sunny tender supply my errors in correction and verbal splendor. One foot is in the stirrup, the snows and winds and night. His shoulder's blood is stirred up, his hand is lost in fight. The horse desires to vanquish. Where am I going now? The iron hooves with anguish uppressed into the snow. He looks with weary query. When will my master rise? And into space unweary he gallops o'er the ice. He dashes through a hollow towards south and north and east. Red spots behind him hollow as 'twere a bloody beast. And now his course is slackened, he neighs unto the moon. Why has he not awakened? How soon? One foot is in the stirrup, the snows and winds and night. His shoulder's blood is stirred up, his hand is lost in fight. He could rejoice tomorrow with friends sincere and glad. But now, oh sorrow, dead. With the fire my heart enlightening, I am going, glad and strong, and the weepers, so brightening, do not mark my happy song. I produce the glee, invest it all in your bodies for the joy. Set me on the lustrous festival, and I can my voice employ. Strongly steeled by the winds and hot weather, sailing over the ocean and fear, we know never a gate or a tether, but the alien sphere. We hurl hearts at the storm with sheer courage. We have spat in Beelzebub's face, and compute by the miles and the tonnage our perpetual race, our protection, the sharpened stiletto, and our image, sea-flower in storms. All our hearts live in port near the meadow where the anthracite swarms. Under blows a wind tremonti, there the hearts and masts are trembling, and the captain, ruthless Viking, is directing his great ship. He is going through the darkness, past the piers of gay Odessa, when the frivolous survivors make attack on toasted fish. Do not smile, my dearest reader. I do not believe in legends. Just a vision is the Viking in the Song of Fishermen. Idea sang in sonnet, an idyllic lass of Britain. I create Odessa's ballad on Tremontane and the girl. Oh, believe me, it is easier to create the blue of Britain than to catch the splendid colors of Odessa lovers' talk. They allude to their wild passion and unto a harbor inlet, which is glad to feel Tremontane, which is hiding its swollen fish. Dearest reader, show your pity. I can dream about such details, lasting on from its beginning and without a happy end. On my native precious Black Sea, there the hearts and masts are trembling, and the captain, ruthless Viking, is directing his great ship. He is going through the darkness, past the piers of gay Odessa, where there dwell the nice survivors and the nicest of the girls. Here are the cliff and the weed. The wind on the sands has blown, an archangel stepped up his speed, a star has dropped on the stone. What can I achieve here around on steps where barefoot she went? My knife and my bullet are bound to meet a revengeful event. Blood shall repay for the blood that she has shed on the right. My God, send down an Elysian bud, bliss for my righteous bride.